For this first terrifying event, we're diving into a story you've probably heard about, but one whose full depth and danger is far more shocking than most realize. A rescue so daring and unlikely that it remains one of the most unbelievable survival missions in modern history.
Yeah, best you can.
Thank you. No, thank you.
In the summer of 2018, 12 boys from the Wild Boars football team finished their training session in northern Thailand and set off on what they thought would be a harmless bit of fun. They rode their bikes to the entrance of Tham Luang, a vast, twisting cave system carved deep into the mountains. It was supposed to be a quick adventure, an hour at most. But as the boys and their assistant coach stepped inside, monsoon rain began falling hard outside, turning the cave's narrow passages into flooding channels of rushing water. When the boys didn't return home that evening, their families began calling one another, thinking perhaps training had run late. But then, the calls turned into worry, and worry soon became fear. One of the coaches finally managed to reach a 13-year-old team member who hadn't gone with the group that day because his mom had picked him up from training. And that boy delivered the chilling clue. The rest of the team had gone exploring Tham Luang. Moments later, when the head coach rushed to the cave, he found something that confirmed the worst. At the entrance sat a row of bicycles, backpacks, and football gear, untouched, abandoned, soaked with rain. The monsoon water had surged so quickly that it flooded the mouth of the cave, blocking the way in. If the boys were still inside, they were trapped. Thai authorities arrived soon after, and their initial search uncovered even more signs: shoes, water bottles, and scraps of equipment further inside the cave's dry areas. But the deeper they went, the faster the water rose, cutting off access. No voices, no footprints, no air pockets, just darkness and rushing floodwater. What followed was not just a search effort, it became one of the most complex rescue missions in modern history.
ตั้งแต่เมื่อวานนะครับท่านผู้ชมครับตอนเย็นๆทั้ง13คนหายตัวไปหลังจากเข้าไปเที่ยวในถ้ำหลวงขุนน้ำนางนอน
Thai Navy SEALs, volunteers, and locals worked night and day, but every attempt to move deeper into the cave ended the same way: water forcing them back. No one knew if the boys were alive, how far they had gone, or how much oxygen they had left. Days passed with no contact, and hope slowly faded.
Out of the breaking news overseas,
12 players and their coach missing.
We don't know how far they have gone.
Then help arrived from an unexpected place. British cave diver Vernon Unsworth, who knew Tham Luang better than almost anyone, urged authorities to call two world-class cave divers, John Volanthen and Rick Stanton. Unlike traditional divers or military teams, these men specialized in the brutal, pitch-black, narrow passages that Tham Luang was infamous for.
Tham Luang had very poor visibility, so in lots of places you literally couldn't see your hand in front of your face and you had to almost feel your way along. Sometimes I just headed into the current because I simply couldn't see where I was going. I couldn't see any walls and so on.
Rick and John entered the cave with a single goal: follow the flooded tunnels as far as humanly possible. They clawed their way against strong currents, diving blind through brown water where visibility dropped to zero. Every meter forward required guiding ropes, oxygen tanks, and sheer physical endurance. But their efforts were just one piece of a much larger operation.
No sign of life from 12 boys and their soccer coach.
The boys have now been missing for 72 hours. Locals are holding out hope that they're still alive.
Above ground, hundreds of volunteers, engineers, and soldiers worked non-stop to divert rivers, seal sinkholes, and pump millions of liters of water out of the cave to keep the interior from flooding completely. Inside the cave, Thai Navy SEALs followed the ropes Rick and John laid, hauling equipment, establishing supply stations, and turning one of the cave's larger chambers into a fully functioning underground base. It was an enormous, exhausting effort, a rescue attempt powered by teamwork, not heroism from just one or two men. 9 days after the boys first disappeared, Rick and John pushed farther than anyone believed possible. Drained, low on air, and navigating passageways carved into darkness, they surfaced in a small air pocket and saw a light, then voices, then movement.
Yeah, best you can.
Thank you. Hello, thank you.
How many of you? They're all alive. 13?
Yeah, 13.
Brilliant.
Yeah, yeah. Backpack is we go inside.
No, not today. Not today. There's two of us. You have to dive. We are coming. It's okay. It's okay. Many people are coming. Many people. We are the first. Many people come.
What day?
Tomorrow. No. What day is it? They're asking. Monday. Okay, but 1 week and Monday. You have been here 10 days. 10 days. You are very strong. Very strong. Let's go up. Okay, go back. We come.
Be hungry.
I know, I understand. We come. Okay, we come. Have a light? We give you more light. Okay. Let's go to the flat, more up. You go, up. Oh, that's okay. Up. That looks fun. Yeah. Yes. My lights are quite shit, Rick. Use the line.
I am really happy.
We are happy too.
Yes. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay.
So where you come from?
England, UK.
Oh.
What message?
All 13 were there, alive, hungry, exhausted, frightened, but alive.
You are very strong.
Just describe the media interest in this story.
It's huge here.
태국 현지에서 그 구조 장면 함께 보셨을 것 같은데요.
Es lunes y que han sido muy fuertes por subsistir.
Lebend gefunden worden.
Allora andiamo proprio in Thailandia.
To find the boys there is a huge relief for the authorities and just for the nation in general, actually.
The discovery made headlines across the planet, but it also created a new nightmare. Finding them was the easy part. Getting them out was close to impossible. Between the boys and the exit were miles of flooded tunnels, tight squeezes barely wide enough for a single adult, and long dives that even expert divers struggled to complete. Some of the boys couldn't swim at all. Several were dangerously weak, and oxygen levels inside their chamber were dropping every day.
So the plan for now is this. They are trying to furiously pump as much water out of this cave as possible.
Elon Musk built a kid-sized submarine after the rescue team rejected his offer, claiming that a rigid craft couldn't negotiate the sinuous cave tunnels. The Tesla boss lashed out on Twitter.
In previous cave rescues, drilling has been used as a way to get people out.
And the final option is to leave the group inside the cave until around mid-October, when the monsoon season finally ends.
Every possible rescue plan was considered. Drilling from above, pumping out the floodwaters, even waiting months for the monsoon season to end. But none of it would work. The boys were nearly a kilometer underground. The rock above them was too thick to drill through in time. The pumps were losing the fight against the rising water, and waiting would mean leaving 13 starving, oxygen-deprived children inside a cave that could flood at any moment. The rescuers were running out of time. There was only one option left, and it was unthinkable. The boys would have to be sedated, fully unconscious, and carried underwater through twisting, jagged tunnels that had killed trained Navy SEALs. If a mask leaked, if the child woke up, if the diver slipped even once, the boy would drown in seconds. Australian anesthesiologist and veteran cave diver Dr. Richard Harris was flown in to oversee the plan. He was one of the few people on Earth qualified to even attempt something like this, and even he believed the chances of success were painfully slim. But the monsoon rains were continuing and getting worse. If they didn't attempt the rescue now, the chamber the boys were sitting in would eventually disappear beneath rising water. They would simply run out of air. One by one, each boy was prepared. They were dressed in wetsuits, given precise doses of sedative injections, fitted into full face masks, and secured with ropes so they could not slip away from their diver. Their hands were tied to prevent them from panicking and tearing off the mask. With the boys fully unconscious, the divers began the long journey through the submerged tunnels.
If anything had happened to the mask that was keeping their face dry, if it had been knocked in any way, then the child would unquestionably have drowned.
The trip was brutal. Visibility dropped to zero. The current pulled hard. In narrow sections, divers had to push the boys ahead of them like packages, careful not to knock off their masks against the rocks. When the cave opened into dry chambers, teams of Thai Navy SEALs and volunteers lifted the boys onto stretchers and carried them across sharp stone and mud to the next dive point. This process repeated again and again, for days.
Reports from northern Thailand say at least 4 boys have been brought out.
We've got live pictures here. You can see the helicopter blades. And
ambulances.
Yes, ambulances, we saw those.
And after 3 exhausting, nerve-shredding days, against every expectation, every single boy and their assistant coach made it out alive. The rescue was hailed as a miracle, a global triumph of courage and cooperation. But it came with a price. 2 Thai Navy SEALs, Saman Kunan and Beirut Pakbara, lost their lives because of complications tied to the mission.
Saman Kunan died from lack of oxygen, his dive partner finding him unconscious in the water.
Their sacrifice became a solemn reminder of how dangerous the operation truly was, and how close the world came to losing all 13. Weeks later, the wild boars walked out of the hospital smiling, thinner, quieter, but alive. They waved to cameras, thanked their rescuers, and stepped back into the sunlight after nearly 3 weeks trapped beneath a mountain. The Thai cave rescue remains one of the greatest survival stories of modern history. A moment when experts, soldiers, volunteers, and strangers from around the world united for one impossible goal: bringing 13 children home alive. But not every cave story ends in triumph, as this next dive in Italy tragically proves. On August 19, 2016, a group of 12 divers descended into the underwater cave systems off Palinuro, Italy. Among them, 3 highly experienced divers: Mauro Camardella, Mauro Tancredi, and Silvio Anzola. All 3 had spent years exploring these waters. Camardella even owned a local dive shop. This dive should have been routine, but Palinuro's beauty hides danger. Beneath its crystal-clear entrances lie twisting tunnels, silty floors, and tight chambers where visibility can vanish in an instant. That morning, the group planned a training dive near a rock wall known as Immersione Aretusa. This area contained multiple cave openings, tempting but risky. At some point during the dive, Camardella, Tancredi, and Anzola broke away from the main group. Whether it was curiosity, confusion, or miscommunication, They entered a restricted cave known as La Scaletta, the Cave of the Ladder, infamous for its depth, tight passages, and deadly silt. Inside, the floor erupted into a cloud when disturbed. Visibility dropped from crystal clear blue to absolute black. Without a guideline, the most crucial safety tool in cave diving, the three men became trapped in a labyrinth of dead-end tunnels. At 10 a.m., the rest of the group surfaced safely, but the three never returned. Rescue divers were dispatched immediately, but found themselves fighting impossible conditions: zero visibility, tight restrictions, and tunnels narrow enough to snag equipment. After 4 exhausting hours, 2 bodies, Camardella and Tancredi, were found in a silt-filled chamber, cut off from any possible exit. Recovering Anzola took nearly a week. He had become wedged in an even tighter passage deeper in the cave. The tragedy stunned Italy's diving community. All 3 men were highly skilled divers, but not certified cave divers. Expertise in open water doesn't translate underground. In caves, one mistake can erase all experience. Experts later concluded that a combination of silt, disorientation, loss of visibility, and panic sealed their fate. 3 respected professionals, lost in a place that punishes even minor errors. Now, our next descent takes us somewhere even stranger, a flooded mine where the danger didn't come from the water itself, but from below. The YouTube channel Action Adventure Twins has built a reputation on pushing limits. Owned by identical twins James and Edward, their exploration videos always leave viewers wondering what boundary they're going to cross next. Caves, abandoned shafts, flooded mines. If it's dark and dangerous, they're almost guaranteed to be there. But in one particular video, things went from epic adventure to they should have never gone down there in a matter of seconds. It began inside a massive marble mine, an underground world hidden beneath the earth, flooded in cold, crystal-clear water. The twins and a small group of friends brought kayaks, lights, and for one member of the group, the world's smallest scuba tank. The environment was eerily peaceful at first. Their voices echoed off towering stone walls. Water dripped steadily from the ceiling. Ancient machinery, long abandoned, sat rusting beneath the surface, like relics from another century.
Oh. Okay.
Yep, okay, that almost fell. Oh, look, there they are down there.
It's really cool.
How's it set up here?
Oh, good. You made it.
Dude, this is, yeah, I made it. This is feeling nice, man. Got my scuba tank. Water is perfectly clear. I'm not sinking. Those are the things. Oh, this is badass. Look how clear that water is. Yeah, it's like a waterfall dome or something. It's just falling from the ceiling. Everything about this place is just awesome.
There they are. As they paddled deeper inside the mine, the beauty of the place only grew more surreal. Waterfalls poured from the ceiling in shimmering sheets, their kayaks floating through pitch-black chambers that felt untouched by time. Everyone was amazed, the kind of amazement that quickly blinds you to how dangerous your surroundings truly are.
Holy crap. Oh, I found another machine. And I see a third machine. There's machinery underwater. Feels good, actually. Feels good. Feels good. Yeah. All right, we are heading to another spot. Yeah, I can tell.
All right.
Yeah.
When you get to the top, just reach over to that edge and pull yourself up like that.
Eventually, they reached something different. A vertical shaft, a deep, narrow hole disappearing straight into blackness. A ladder ran down the side, swallowed midway by the flooded depths. The kind of place no one should be curious about. But of course, someone was. One of the group decided he wanted to dive down and see how far the shaft went. So he clipped on the tiny scuba tank, took a breath, and descended. One attempt became two. Two became three.
It's scary, right?
Yeah.
You're descending into the depths.
Of despair.
It's hard to tell what's going on down there, but he's made it at least 10 feet. I can tell that. And he's still going. All right, he's coming back up. No, he's still going down for some reason. Oh, here he comes. Dang, I thought you were a goner for sure.
Heck yeah, man. Oh my gosh. That was freaky. Oh my gosh.
You went down far. You went down far, dude. Wow.
I used up every bit in this tank. You used it all? Yeah. Every freaking bit.
Each time he pushed deeper until his tank was empty. He surfaced grinning, bragging that he'd gone maybe 20 feet, using every last breath in the tank just to see what was down there. But the moment he broke the surface for the final time, everything changed.
Yeah, literally I got to the point where it's like a little circle right here. It opened up into the center.
I don't even know what's going on around me anymore.
That pipe just started moving. Oh my God. What happened? I'm just thinking this whole thing starts shaking like violently. I saw it and then I felt it. Oh my God. Okay, if that happened while I was down there, I would have been a goner. Because I would have started freaking out. Well, I still want to know what happened. The whole thing moved. It's embedded in rock too. That's not just gonna move. The whole thing is just shaking. Whoo! That's scary. We gotta get out of here, guys. I thought the whole mine was coming down for sure. Yeah.
The entire structure began to shake. Rumbling boomed around them like thunder trapped underground. Even the pipe beside the shaft began moving. Not drifting, not settling, shifting. It was as if something was pulling or pushing it from below, making the whole assembly tremble in a way that absolutely should not have been possible. Even the twins froze in place, unsure if the mine was about to collapse. If that shaking had started while he was still underwater, disoriented and low on oxygen, it could have been fatal. No one had an explanation. The shaft was embedded deep into solid rock. It wasn't something that should shift even an inch, let alone violently enough to be heard and felt. And whatever triggered it happened only after he had gone as deep as his tank would allow. The group didn't wait around to find out more. They packed their gear in panic and started paddling toward the exit, still shaken by what they'd witnessed. Later, reviewing the footage, even they weren't convinced by their own rational explanation. Had he disturbed something mechanical? Or something alive? Something living deeper in the mine, beyond where their lights could reach? He risked his life diving into that shaft. That's clear. But what exactly did he disturb down there? Some unknown creature? A trapped pocket of air? A structural shift triggered by movement? Or something far stranger living in the pitch black beneath the mine? Let me know what you think was waiting in that darkness and what could have caused that pipe to move like that. Whatever it was, one thing is certain. He definitely shouldn't have gone down there. And if that mine showed how fast curiosity can turn dangerous, this next cave shows how quickly it can turn fatal. In August 2005, 5 friends met in Provo, Utah, excited for what they believed would be a thrilling underground adventure. Among them was 21-year-old Jennifer Goyra, an experienced caver whose confidence made even the most hesitant feel safe. Her plan was simple: lead the group into Gollum's cave, a small and little-known cavern tucked into the side of Y Mountain. The cave wasn't mapped, marked, or officially recommended for exploration. Locals whispered about its dangers, claiming people had died inside. Jennifer brushed it off. She had been there before, she knew the route, and she assured everyone the risks were exaggerated. Her first trip had been rough. The frigid water nearly caused someone in her previous group to pass out. But she insisted that this time would be different. 3 of her friends agreed to follow her. One, Joseph Ferguson, couldn't shake a sense of unease. Something felt wrong. He chose to wait outside while the others went in. It's a decision that would save his life. In the early hours of August 18th, Jennifer led the group to the tiny entrance, an 18 by 24-inch slit in the ground. With nothing more than a single flashlight and blind trust, they crawled inside. The passage ahead was narrow, pitch black, partially flooded, and brutally cold, just 15 feet long, but only 2 feet wide and 4 feet high. A guide rope left by previous explorers was their only lifeline. Jennifer, confident from her previous trip, dove first into the underwater squeeze leading into the next chamber. One by one, her friends followed into the cramped inner room where the ceiling narrowed to 6 feet and the water rose to their chests. It was a temporary safe pocket, but it wouldn't stay that way. Outside, Joseph waited and waited. 45 minutes passed. No one returned. His unease turned to panic. After phoning anyone he could think of, he finally called police at 6:25 a.m. Rescue teams arrived fast, but the environment was every caver's nightmare. low oxygen, freezing water, a submerged, restrictive tunnel that could kill an unprepared diver in minutes. Crews pumped air into the cave to boost oxygen levels, lowered water by 2 feet, and used specialized breathing equipment to enter the passage. Hours later, rescuers found Jennifer first. She had lost consciousness in the underwater tunnel, likely from hypoxia and exhaustion. Her body had become wedged in the narrowest point, blocking the exit. Behind her, the others had struggled desperately to escape as oxygen levels plummeted. 2 were found on the tunnel floor, 1 floating. All 4 had drowned. Their lack of preparation was painfully clear. Sandals, no thermal protection, no dive gear, no backup light source. A fatal combination in a cave with almost no oxygen and deadly cold water. By noon, all 4 bodies had been retrieved. Within 24 hours, authorities permanently sealed Gollum's cave. The Cave of Death, once just a dark joke, had become tragically real. Joseph Ferguson walked away physically unharmed, but he would carry the weight of that night for the rest of his life. Now, if you thought it couldn't get any worse, this next story proves danger can strike even when you're not moving at all. In 1992, an experienced Tennessee caver descended alone into Banshee Hole, a deep, technically demanding cave known for tight passages and sheer drop-offs. It should have been another routine descent. Instead, it became one of the most haunting cave rescue cases ever recorded. At some point during his climb, whether on his ascent or descent, something went wrong. His harness jammed, or his strength failed, or a piece of gear malfunctioned. Whatever the cause, he became stuck, suspended helplessly in midair, unable to climb up or down. He hung there for 4 hours, alone, unable to move, his legs slowly going numb, blood circulation failing. The Campbell County Rescue Squad arrived within 40 minutes of the call, incredibly fast for such terrain. They found him alive, but fading fast. His breathing was shallow. His skin was pale and cold. His body sagged in a way that signaled deep internal stress. They knew the danger. A person suspended motionless in a harness for hours is a medical emergency, not because of falling, but because of the body itself. Blood flow becomes trapped in the lower body, building up toxins like potassium and lactic acid. This is crush syndrome, and when you free the victim, the sudden rush of trapped toxins can cause instant cardiac arrest. They had to rescue him without killing him. Rescuers reinforced the rope system, carefully repositioned his body, and slowly lowered him to the cave floor. For a moment, it seemed like they had succeeded, but as soon as he was freed from the harness, he went into cardiac arrest. Medics performed CPR in the darkness of Banshee Hole, but the damage from hours of suspension was irreversible. He died in the cave just minutes after being rescued, killed not by the fall, not by impact, but by the miracle of circulation returning too quickly. His death forced experts nationwide to emphasize a critical rule of vertical caving: never climb alone, never remain suspended, and always respond immediately to a stranded climber. Because in cases like this, even a successful rescue can turn fatal the moment the rope goes slack. And that takes us from a fatal suspension in the dark to a flooded tunnel where fear spread faster than the water itself. Shared by a YouTuber you might recognize from his channel, Cantrell Caving. As the name suggests, he's built his reputation on exploring some of the most dangerous, tightest, and most unpredictable cave systems around. It's his passion, his thrill, and this time, it almost cost him his life. The date was November 3rd, 2023. A group of 5 young men, including Cantrell and his close friend Jacob, set out to explore a cave they'd never visited before. The plan was simple: follow the rope, reach the end, document the journey. But caves don't always follow plans.
All right, dudes, we're back with Matt again. Yo! We're exploring more of the ranch. We got this cave right here. He's got us out here. We're about to go explore it for him. Get the rest of us wetsuiting up. Let's get into it.
At first, everything felt routine. Headlamps on, boots laced, excitement high. They made their way inside, unaware that conditions underground had changed, and fast.
The gasket sealed, yeah? All right, let's get into it.
Already the ear dipper. A lot further. We're not even close.
Early into their descent, they were already battling rising water. The cave's narrow passages were partially submerged, making each movement more difficult and far more dangerous. The air was damp, the rock slick. Every step forward meant going deeper into both the earth and the unknown.
What happens if you pee in a wetsuit? Just asking
it just stays.
I'm asking for a friend.
It just stays. Last minute emergency heat source.
This is officially as far as I can make it without dive gear.
Alright, well.
There room for one more down there? I mean, dude, hold up. Are you sure this is the way? It doesn't even look like you can go underwater. It's wide enough.
I mean, if there's a rope going in there,
yeah, this is the way.
That's the way. No, that's what the map shows, and there's a rope going in there.
You got room for one more, Edward?
I definitely want to go all the way to the end just so I can say I did.
The mood was still light. You can hear them laughing, talking about reaching the end of the tunnel. But beneath the surface, there was tension. Jacob, another friend on the trip, had already tested the route ahead. He warned them, some parts of the passage were fully submerged. You had to dip your head under just to pass through. There was no way to breathe in certain sections. Still, the group pressed forward, following the rope, hoping they could make it through without incident.
He's going upside down.
That's how you're supposed to do it, man.
Yeah. Really? That makes it easier?
Yeah.
Oh. I don't like it.
Which way did you go, Edward?
These Phoenix lights are doing pretty good in the water.
Is that what?
I would say my Phoenix lights are doing pretty good in the water. I'm going like in and out of being able to hear anything because my ears are going in the water. You're going sideways.
I can't hear Edward.
Go.
Edward, go right as soon as you go right. Okay, gotcha.
I feel the rope on my foot. So much water in my ears.
Yeah, same. Oh man.
Water in my eyes. Snorkel would be nice right about now.
Yeah.
I got so much water in my head.
But as the camera follows Cantrell deeper into the waterlogged tunnel, you can see it on his face. The change. His confidence begins to fade. His movements become more frantic. The waterline is so high it's filling his ears, and the only way to breathe is to tilt his head straight up toward the ceiling. The further he crawls, the more unstable he becomes. And then, it happens.
I can just barely hear right here.
So loud. The echo.
This is the waiting area.
I'm glad I didn't go in there and wait.
Are you going, Jacob?
Oh, he just bailed. Stop.
You're good.
Oh my God! I'm coming out.
All right, we'll back it out.
Back it out. Come on out. Holy crap! You okay? You look like the sharpest guy.
Dude, you like shoved me over the water.
I'm sorry, Alex.
Dude, he has full panic mode.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's not.
Hey, my light's on. I need some light.
Head bleeding, by the way.
Come on, you got it.
My head's bleeding. Yeah, you're bleeding.
Yeah.
I am. Okay.
Not bad.
Yeah, I got slammed into the rock.
Yeah, no, he hit you.
Yo, Alex, you good?
Oh, you hit your head back.
Oh, dude, you're
Yeah, let's can you hear him? You okay? That's okay.
I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
Yeah, walk some of that off. You literally have.
Just breathe, man. It's not
Let me see. Yeah, man, you busted it. You busted it bad. Y'all both.
Dang,
buddy.
You want to take this with you? Or?
One of Cantrell's friends suddenly begins to panic. The cold, the water, the tight space, it overwhelms him. In a cave, panic is your worst enemy. It clouds judgment, it drains energy, and worst of all, it spreads. Thinking clearly becomes nearly impossible, and that's the one thing you need to survive. Somehow, despite the chaos, they managed to keep head above water. They dragged themselves inch by inch back toward the light. By the time they reached the open space, both Cantrell and his friend were scraped, bruised, and completely exhausted. This could have ended very differently. They were lucky. And if there's one thing to take from this terrifying descent, it's this. Water doesn't care how experienced you are. A cave doesn't care how many times you've made it out. All it takes is one wrong step, one surge of panic, one moment too deep, and it's over, as seen in the following video. He entered the tunnel expecting a quiet, eerie exploration, the kind of place where every step echoes and every shadow plays tricks on the eyes. It was supposed to be unsettling, not dangerous. But what happened next shook him to the core.
What the fuck was that?
Out of nowhere, the silence was shattered by a piercing, blood-curdling scream. A horrific sound, echoing through the tunnel with unnatural force. He froze, then bolted. The camera catches his panic. His breathing quickens. He doesn't look back, because whatever made that sound, he doesn't want to see it. To this day, no creature appears in the footage. No figure emerges from the shadows. Just that single, inexplicable scream. So what was it? A person? An animal? Something else? Or was it all just part of a carefully crafted scare, meant to go viral? There's no clear answer. You decide. And from a tunnel filled with echoes, we move to a cave where it's the silence that becomes deadly. In June 1986, 18-year-old Clifford Plett entered Bat Cave in Florida with a group of friends, excited for an afternoon of adventure. Bat Cave wasn't a tourist attraction. It was a maze of tight, twisting underwater passages known for unpredictable conditions that challenged even the most seasoned cave divers. Clifford was not one of them. He wasn't trained for cave diving. He didn't even have scuba gear. Deep inside the system, the group reached a sump, a fully submerged tunnel that required diving to continue. Despite having no equipment, no line, and no training, Clifford made a split-second decision. Part curiosity, part peer pressure, part inexperience. He held a breath, dove beneath the surface, and disappeared into the darkness. The sump was dangerous even for experts. Narrow, winding, and completely dark, the passage had zero visibility. Without a guideline, orientation became a guessing game. For an untrained diver with a single breath of air, it became a trap. Minutes passed. Clifford didn't surface. His friends realized something was terribly wrong. Panic set in, and they rushed for help. But in cave diving, minutes can mean life or death. Rescue divers reached the sump as fast as possible, but the conditions were brutal. Tight restrictions forced them to crawl underwater, feeling their way blindly along the rock. The disturbed silt turned the water into a cloud of blackness. Even professionals struggled to maneuver. They eventually found Clifford. Too late. The autopsy revealed something his friends hadn't known. Clifford had been drinking heavily before entering the cave. He had taken the fatal dive on his 18th birthday, disoriented, impaired, and completely unprepared. His death became a defining cautionary tale in the Florida cave diving community, a reminder that underwater caves demand the highest respect, the right training, and the right equipment. Without them, even a single breath can end a life. Now that was all for today, folks. If you enjoyed these horrifying clips, click to see more on the video on screen.